Where is Pedro? Oh,
Hey, what's
ah,
going on, y'all? We Savage AF, man. We in the building. We
what's
Black
up?
Pedro. We
Yo,
comedian
what's going
Shane.
on? Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, we got a lot of people in the building. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for getting the subscribers up a little bit. Not enough yet, but work on your shit, people.
Yeah.
All right.
Get it right, y'all.
I don't want to have to tell you people again to work on your shit.
I mean, we're putting out a lot of content for you guys. We're here Monday through Friday.
Yes.
On YouTube and Facebook Live simultaneously, right?
Right.
And you know, if you don't catch it, usually Mondays and Fridays we're on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then Tuesdays through Thursdays typically we're on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you don't catch us there on the live, you can go to our YouTube page. Let's get that banner up. YouTube.com/C/SavageAFWorld.
Right. So you got to follow us on there. And when you go there, what you have to do is, and so let it begin.
That's the Terminator one. I like that one.
Yeah. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do what you need to do pertaining to subscribing to the channel. Also, if you subscribe to the channel, you got to subscribe to the podcast version of the show, which is on all the platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. And you better do it, man. Come on.
SoundCloud, yeah, girl.
Yeah. Okay, that was one of
that was like an Al Jarreau.
That was an Al Jarreau kind of mix of it. Okay, you're getting there. That shit.
The album's dropping. Speaking of albums.
Yeah, speaking of albums. Speaking of albums,
make sure you guys are on Amazon Prime and you're watching this comedy special daily.
Yes.
SHANGRY, okay?
Wow.
His own brand of emotion.
Yes.
Right? And you don't want that just showing up at your doorstep. So what you might as well do is watch it on Amazon Prime. SHANGRY.
And for the
rate it, review it, share it.
Rate it, review it, share it, or Uncle Stabby gonna come over to your house and stab you all up in your asshole. So make sure you do that. Yep. And I'm not playing.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I'll be finding some weird shit. Also, make sure that if you get a chance, you happen to be in the mood for some funniness, some humor, some laughter to fill your soul with light and love, Black Pedro begins. Make sure you check out the album.
Yeah.
I'm the worst at that. I cannot do it. Make sure that you do that. The album. And where you go is buy the album. You go do Black Pedro Begins. All right.
Yep.
.com /shop.
/shop, y'all.
Yeah. So make sure you do that. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you buy one for your friends and for your family and for the people that you love. Because I mean, why not, bro?
Get it.
Why not? So make sure you do that.
And that you're following us on Instagram. There's a lot to do, but you see it's crawling across the bottom of the screen. Follow Savage AF Radio on IG. Make sure you're following at Comedian Shang. You see that under his picture there. You see that at Comedian Shang. Yes. You see my IG at Black Pedro. Okay, let's not act stupid. Let's not be crazy about these things. Let's just follow. Follow what we're supposed to do.
And also make sure you sign up on the website, IamShang.com. Sign up. And when you go subscribe, don't just subscribe. Watch some of the videos. Give some thumbs up. If you give some thumbs up, you'll feel better about yourself. And you know what'll happen? You wake up in the morning and your breath won't ever smell like shit again.
Bye morning breath.
No more morning breath. If you do what we say here on Savage AF, your life will be better. That's all I'm saying.
You can do like they do on TV in the movies. Just wake up and roll over and start kissing.
Yeah,
partner.
and
And we don't have
nobody.
to ask like we don't have to act like anybody didn't swallow donkey shit while they were sleeping. You know what I'm
And
saying?
like the whole time he's looking at him like, bitch, don't you ever kiss
you
me in my
know,
face again.
you burnt my nose hairs.
God damn it, don't you ever kiss me with that shitty mouth again. All right, so we got that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Breezy JJ? Christina Brown in the building, 1968. Vincent Berry, not sure if that's a new person.
Suspect.
Or
Stacey
suspect.
Patterson.
Okay. Yeah, Stacey Patterson. We know Stacey's for real. Tawana, what's up, Tawana?
She was on time today. Very proud of you.
Tawana. You know what? I know that Tawana probably got a, hey, Tawana get these nuts.
Tawana what? So yeah, here we go, guys. It's Savage AF. It is the first day of June. Okay, it's June 1st, 2021. It's a Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It's a Tuesday. I almost got in there and I was like, wait
a minute. Is it a Tuesday? Yes, it is Tuesday.
Yes, it is. And you know, Savage AF is not the kind of show that just runs things down for you. We're gonna run up on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just from we got a new person that jumped in. What's up?
Stephen Bowman, comedian.
Yes, it's comedian. Yeah, was just on the Instagram live. Shout out to Nicole Denise for having me on the show. Appreciate that shit. Real talk.
Appreciate that shit, Joe.
Yeah, we got that shit. You know what I mean? On everything. You know what I'm saying? God. Appreciate like what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers be all on their shit, you know what I mean? They don't understand what the ramifications is, you know what I mean? But I spit bars, you know what I'm saying? Hot flame, fire, lava, nigga. Boom.
You know it. Nicole H, I see you, baby. Thank you for always being here. All right, guys. So we are going to end today's show, as we always do, with a nice episode of SHANGRY. This week, he's going to talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, a lesson in evil.
Yes.
But before we get into that, my Black Pedro pop-in today, we'll be asking the question, who do you think you are? Michael Flynn, you crazy son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, you.
But before we get into that, I need you guys to eat before you think. I read an article, because I read articles, and it was very interesting. Talked about, the things that affect our decisions and how our decisions vary based on our mood, emotion, time of day. Want to run it by y'all. Let's talk about it. But before we get into it, it's going to be a feel-good story on the show today. We're going to talk about this diaper money as a black couple went about and spread $1,000 worth of money and hid them in products in Target for people who are struggling. I want to talk about that. Feels good. Sounds good. Let's get into it. But before we get into that, Tuesday, June 1st, 2021, y'all. We're almost halfway through this fucking year already. And I want to talk to you guys about last night. Me and my homie is here from the D, and we went to the Dime, a bar, and ran into what I'm calling a non-1-1 situation.
Right.
Now, Shane, you're familiar with the Dime, am I correct?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Dime. I like the Dime. I ain't never picked up a dime at the Dime, but you know what? I picked up a lot of motherfucking nickels, mostly pennies.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but you put that together, you almost got $1.
That's true.
So Queen B, I see you in the building, girl. You just made. Ooh, girl, you just made it. Close the door behind you. Okay, so the Dime, for those who don't know, it's kind of a little Los Angeles legend of a bar, hole in the wall. One way in, one way out. One thing catch on fire, everybody dying. It's a death trap hazard, but the dope music, dope atmosphere. I got the homie in here. Some of y'all know B Pryor from the show. He's in the chat room often. This cat I've known since probably 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, some shit like that, right?
Right.
Since we was young bucks. He came in town yesterday. He's here. So, we rolled through the Dime. You know what I mean? See what's going on. End of the night, about to wrap things up. Homie's outside smoking a cigar. We out there chilling. And all of a sudden, just a little bit away from the door, a little bit down the block, a black couple is going at it. And when I say a black couple is going at it, I mean this dude is getting at his lady. Like, roughhousing her a bit, arm grabbing, yelling in her face, got her up on the wall. He's a pit bull at her neck. He's in there like this motherfucking getting shit.
Yeah, but okay, we can go ahead.
Well, so without even checking with the homie B. And I'm sorry about that, B. But I just walked over there like, miss, you all right? You know what I mean? And then this nigga want to get in my face and blah, blah. Long story short, we had to roughhouse this nigga twice and wrestle him to the ground. Eventually his homies came out of the club and were like, what's this nigga doing? You about to hit your lady? Nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up, right? And so we let his boys take over. Like, all right, well, looks like they got it.
Damn.
By the end of it all, they let him and the woman go home together. I'm like, y'all niggas ain't shit. I don't know what this is.
She will not be alive
She's
tomorrow.
Dead. She's dead, but we tried. But another major part of what happened.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Before we go any further. They let, why don't you just let the, like, yeah, you know the dude's a serial killer. Yeah, can I give you a lift home? Why did they let him do that?
So Breezy JJ said domestics are dangerous. You know that, right? But it's like, I can't stand here and let this happen. Queen B says, Pedro, what the cops do. This was another important thing for all of us. So it's me, my homie Brian, who's 6 foot something, big black man. There's another brother who's a comedian. I had just met him that night. Didn't know him, and then we wrestling with this one other black dude. It's all black people out here. The last thing we want to do is get the cops involved. And I think that's the point of my whole story here is that we need to be policing ourselves to a certain degree, right? Like, I saw wrong, had to step in. But at the same time, what does happen when these fucking cops roll up, right? Does this brother get killed? He's not in a good state. He's drunk out his fucking mind, angry, aggressive. Okay. This ain't gonna go right. B Price said we offered to get her Uber. Come to find out, they live together. Yep. So it was, and I was like, they shouldn't be going on. The homies should be taking him to one of their house. Let this nigga breathe this shit off. I mean, this girl is crying on the street. I'm like, dog, look at your lady right now. She is crying.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what though? I hear what you're saying, and I've been in situations where I was walking down the street in Manhattan, and this dude literally was fucking this girl up. It was body head. It was like
Jesus. Mozambique.
He was when I say he was giving her the business, he was fucking her up. Nobody stopped. And I walked past to myself, and then I said, I can't let this dude's my size. Let me go back. I said, hey, you know where you try to be cool with him? Like, hey, dude, I know the bitches is crazy sometimes. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Got a lady myself.
And so then he tried to be like, motherfucker, you interrupting. I'm like, oh, and then I was like, oh, now you got to get these hands. So I grabbed him and he threw the worst overhand right in the world. I duck underneath it. I get him in a weird armpit Nelson. And then guess who jumps on my back and starts scratching my shoulder? Her. Which I have to this day. My shoulder is fucking scratched up from the shit. Her. Get off my man. Get off my man. And then we all fall on the ground from the weight of her on top of me, on my back. And then I roll up, and then I was like, beat each other ass, you dummies. Fuckers. This is black folks.
Then y'all double teamed her like,
like grab her arms.
You see why I was doing it?
Now you understand why I was beating this bitch.
Listen,
beat that bitch with a bat. Beat that bitch with a bat.
I wasn't crazy drunk, but I had a couple myself. So, you know, part of me was like, oh, what's going on over here? You know what I mean? Maybe I should get involved.
You know what though? I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with some of you women. I see Tamika Hawkins is here. Some of you women deserve these hands. No, I'm fucking around. See, I know. See, but we'll get more views. We'll get more views now. I bet you'll be like, did you see the Savage AF where they're talking about beating bitches up? No,
we get views for abuse.
Yeah, it's like nothing better than abusing women with your hands. No,
I will say, shout out to B Pryor for and it's weird because I'm shouting him out on the show, and the nigga sitting on the other side of this computer in the living room watching the show, But it's definitely the best dude to have with you in a situation like that. Because that second time we had to scuffle with this nigga, you know, he was a little shorter than me, but he was wide. Nigga was right. So, you know, I'm in here like, and then Brian just came up like, nigga, get, and had him against the wall. And he's like, he was one of them things where his face was against the wall. He's like, hey man, get off me. Get off me, Jack.
That's my woman. That's my woman. Look, let me tell you something. All right. The bottom line is the reason I stopped jumping into shit like that is because women have a tendency to jump on you and be like, well, that's my man. And plus she went home with him. So if you hear about is a woman floating in the lake, then don't be surprised when you see her picture. You and B Pryor is gonna be like, ain't that the girl we saw at the dime? And she's just gonna be like this.
Amen. One time I pulled a homie out of a situation. Him and his girl were going at it, and I was like, bro, just come on, because this ain't gonna be good for you either. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess bottom line before we move on is like, you know, in certain situations, as we talk about the police and we watch brother after brother get killed. Oh, by the way, I forgot about the crazy Asian lady, Bri. Right. Wow. So there was also this crazy young Asian chick who was just like hanging out outside the club, like laying on the curb, laying on the construction walls and the shit. She was just out there. And when the shit got started up, she jumped in too. And she's like, I'm calling the cops. And all of us was like, no, do not call the fucking cops. Yeah. We got this. That's the last thing we want. Everybody walk away alive, including.
By the way, what's her name? Angela? Because that's my girl.
There she goes. Yeah, I think that was her.
That was Angela. I try to tell Angela stop it, but she won't listen. No,
I ain't gonna lie, dog. Also, at some point, this dude started talking about going to his car, and I was like, "Are we going to the car? We going to the car?" Because where I'm from, that means something. Right. So we happen to be standing outside of my little car, and my trunk went up. And this was the first time I brought Gertrude out onto the street. Now, I didn't brandish it, and I took the magazine out. I dropped mag and had that in the other pocket, and I was fully ready to pistol whip this nigga.
But you know what?
Got stupid,
it's weird when you go out for a night of fun and you're hanging out with B Pryor, and it turns into a pistol whipping. So you know what I'm saying?
You know, hey, rolling with the homies. But I was like, "Oh, you going to the trunk, nigga? I'm going to." The trunk.
I agree with you. Black people need to police themselves. But I've seen white people do outrageous shit to each other when they're fighting. Shut up, Susie. Pow. Smack her in the face. And I've seen whatever. It's always Susie. Shut up, Clarice. Smack. Like, and so no. I don't know about that. I think that black people get in arguments, and I just
felt this was a fine line, right? Because it was like, obviously, I'm not gonna stand here. We're not gonna stand here and let this woman get hurt. You don't. Yeah, it's domestic situations, so you don't know. Like Shang's been through it. This could go sideways. She could flip on us. She didn't. You could tell she was, intimidated, scared. She's crying. She's trying to reason with this man, and he's in her grill. So it was a hairy situation to read. The cops get called so quickly on us. Plus, you just don't want to call the cops down to the dime. Niggas was having a good time. Like, don't ruin the party. But to a certain degree, black people, we have to be able to police ourselves. Like, yes, there were 3 brothers who walked up on this one dude like, man, you can't do this. Sorry, bro. Hey, I see you're emotional right now. Love is a motherfucker. Love is stronger than pride. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of songs we could talk about, my nigga.
Did you just say, hold up, first off, we can't go forward because he just did a Sade reference. In
the middle of a fight.
But I've seen, I understand what black people need to police themselves. We need to make sure because when we call the police, we end up getting body bagged over some dumb shit, over an argument about who was that on the phone you was talking to. But white people have done incredibly crazy shit. They just
what the fuck, bro? Where do you get this shit, Shane? Where the fuck did you get this done? All right, yeah, no, we've seen that happen, but all white people aside, we got to start handling our own shit. So, brothers, when you see brothers are wrong, and we approach this all respectfully, and he turned it up, so we turned up, but the reality is, she's probably dead, but he survived. And
I know, but
I did my part. I don't know what the fuck his homies were thinking by letting them go home. That's just dumb. That's just a fucked up thing to do. But oh well, we did our part to a certain degree.
But you know what?
I can't follow them home.
So I gotta say, you and B are heroes. Um,
All right.
now, when this little short Ben Grimm motherfucker, it comes back with 2 AKs and a machete.
He looked like Eric Sermon and MF Doom had a baby.
Wow.
Together and only fed him chicken McNuggets.
But he didn't hit her, did he? Did he give her the business? Like,
no, he never laid full hands on her in terms of a swing, but he was gripping that arm up. He was getting that pimp grip on that arm.
Oh, okay.
It was some shaking going on. It was like the Chris Rock bit. Like, I never hit a woman, but I'll shake the shit out of her. He was getting into the shaking area. So and he was at her neck, like a pit bull. So we just couldn't stand for that. And in our community, we shouldn't stand for that domestic violence if we can stop it, and if we can also stop it without involving, the cracker killer cop element of it.
Well, yeah,
I think we should do that.
Yeah, police will come. In fact, there was a situation, for the people that don't know this. There was a situation where a brother saved the girl from another person. The cops came and shot him.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
And,
the other reason I didn't want the cops to show up is like, I have a gun in my pocket right now. I don't need them here. But yeah, so 911 situation. I think there are certain situations where we can handle ourselves, police ourselves, right? Because that's what all societies did before police. In Europe, that's where the term "stop thief" comes from, right? Societies used to be based on, you see a motherfucker steal, you yell, we all surround this motherfucker, put the orange back, Frank, goddamn orange stealing ass motherfucker, and then he sits in the middle of the town with his head in that thing for like a week, and people walk by and kick him in the ass and spit on him. And kids.
But I mean, do you think that we should jump into when people are having a hassle? If I see two people just smacking the shit out of each other, one, I think it's great entertainment.
Hey, if it's girl on girl or guy on guy, that's I'm gonna let that ride. But if I see a man is in the way I did,
you're so noble
coming at this woman like that, like I can't, and it's not, and she wasn't the rowdy chick. She wasn't like, you little dick motherfucker, yeah, I fucked your brother, and yeah, I don't give a fuck. Your cousin got bigger nuts than you ever had. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna say she deserves to get her ass kicked, but she, that's a situation where, if I see a couple that's turned up against each other, yeah, I might not jump in that like that. But last night I saw a woman terrified, in tears, up like against the wall. She was absolutely scared. You know what I'm saying? Chime in, be on the comment section if you agree with me. But this woman was terrified, and you could tell she had love for this man, but she just kept saying things like, "You're really drunk. You're not yourself." And I just want to be like, this the realest that nigga ever gonna get. Right. However your man act when he drunk, that's who that motherfucker really is.
Yeah, but the way where the area where he's at, I don't know. It might have been I wouldn't have did it if it was this chick. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, that's Patrick Swayze. My bad. Swayze gave the sways. Pap. But no, I absolutely think that I would never do it again after the shit that happened with me. And the fact that we all fell on the ground. What was funny, us all falling from the weight, and also I didn't realize the weight of this small fucking panda. I mean, she jumped on my back, I'm like, man, I think another minute he might not have been able to take her. She was heavy as fuck. So
I ain't gonna lie, in the heat of it, I grabbed this nigga by his throat, and he was like, "Let go of my neck." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I should probably do that." You know what I mean? Well, but I was just like, it's a control move, though. It's what I've learned. Crush a nigga throat. So tough situation, but I hope she's alive or that she has a nice funeral.
AJ Fit would have took both of them and threw them into the next stratosphere.
Trunk kicking would have happened that night. That nigga would have been in AJ's trunk.
Yeah.
What up, big AJ Fit, man? We see y'all here. All right, man. So that's what it is, y'all. 911. When we don't need the police in our lives, let's not call them. Let's let righteous brothers patrol the non-righteous until they get right. And if they don't get right, they get a left. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
Hey, all right, y'all. We Savage AF. Black Pedro in the building. Comedian Shang. You know what it is.
Listen, this is the other thing I wanted to say to you people. One, I got to give big up to B Pryor and Pedro for stepping in. They could have just been watched her absolutely get demolished. But, all they did was pretty much, she's going to get demolished later. So at least y'all gave her another hour and a half of free, life.
The homie B had this nigga in some move like this, and all he could be like was, let me go. You won when all the nigga can do is be like, let go of me. Stop holding me.
No, when it's bad when they say, we brothers. Come on, man. Come on,
we
man.
Supposed to be like this.
Yes, we all black, nigga. I remember somebody tried that with me when T Ward.
Yeah,
we was going to play basketball. He kept talking shit. Oh, you light skin. I'm like, nigga, how about I stop the car and beat your ass?
We supposed to be brothers, man.
And then it's like, oh man, quit playing. You was talking all that shit before, motherfucker. But aside from that, Savage AF, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you don't subscribe to the channel, you know what? Every time you wash your ass, it will continue to stink. And if you don't subscribe, and I'm going to tell you again, I learned this from watching other shows. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. All right, speaking of doing this shit, all right, let's go to the feel-good side of being black and doing things the right way.
Yes.
I came across a story, man, that it warmed my heart. It just, the cockles of my heart are nice and toasty.
Did you say cockles?
I don't know what those are, but everybody's heart apparently.
I've heard people say it. I just don't know what that is.
Yeah, man. This California couple, we didn't pull a picture in, so I'm just gonna show you them right there. You see that? Look, beautiful black woman. Dude looks kind of Latino-ish, blackish, Puerto Rican-ish. I didn't want to talk shit. But this couple decided, out of the kindness of their heart, to take $1,000 and spread it around, and they hid it inside baby products at Target. Okay. Their goal was to try and, they were thinking about, themselves as new parents and how tough it was. And they wanted to give, some relief, some aid, just a nice gesture, a surprise to any, new parents out there who are struggling. So they hid $1,000 worth of money in various baby products in Target. So, this inspired me so much. And I just want to say that if you go to your local Target and you see everything already opened, that's because I'm going around that motherfucker looking for that $1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, well, who else out here being kind and nice? I'm checking oatmeal, socks, nigga, the tire section.
And afterwards, you see all these people looking, and you see Pedro outside going 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. But you know what? I think it would have been. I'd have did some diabolical. I'd have hit it in shitty baby diapers.
Come on, man.
I'd have been like, yeah, you want this money?
All right, so you gotta take that down. Some of it's breaking. The Dookie's breaking out of the diaper, dog.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
right.
Oh Lord, that was a rough one.
That
looked like an adult diaper, by the way.
No,
them didn't look like baby legs.
Not baby diaper.
Oh
baby
no.
Diaper. I've been there, done that, and my child was super shitty.
Shitty kids.
But no, but I mean, I think that the fact that somebody still has the generosity to do that, I know that I wouldn't have, but and again, I'd have hit it in the shit bag.
Oh Lord, Shane, come on, bro. I gotta look away. I'm literally not looking at our own show right now.
But wow,
I can't watch my show.
No, but I mean, I think that it does show people have kindness. I'm so past that. I try to be. I think I'm kind when it comes to considerate when helping people in my field, comics. People to make money or whatever. I think I'm kind when it comes to that. Yeah. I just no fucking way I would have put $1,000. These people are.
Well, my thing is, how do you know that struggling parents are gonna go pick it up? And Queen Bee makes a point. If you shop, and this how we know Queen Bee is from the hood. She's like, if you're shopping in Target, you don't need help. Okay, that is the what is the Macy's, the Nordstroms, the Saks Fifth Avenue of everyday shopping, right?
Right.
So yeah, how do you know that the people who find that money are actually struggling?
Just give it to the people that are really struggling. I mean, don't be trying to be where's Waldo and clever and shit. Hey, I hit it behind it.
What if some millionaire walked in there and was just like, let's just see how the other half shops, honey.
Right.
And then they pick up some shit and then they're like,
$1,000 and goes,
I don't know why they're complaining. There's money in their products.
Exactly. Another 1,000 in the kitty. So that's why I put it in a shitty diaper, put it in a ghetto ass diaper and then see who gets it. Because I think it's like, yo, don't be playing like, treasure hunt with me, bitches. Just like walk up to somebody that's really, you can see they are definitely out of luck and give it to them. I would have, but the whole, hey, you know what? If you look in that bowl of cereal, if there's a box of cereal open, I'm not reaching in that bitch because you know what? There's some evil motherfuckers that used to put, back when I was younger, they used to put razors and shit in it. They used to put, you couldn't even trick or treat because they put razors in the apples and the candy apples. And right now they're putting hypodermic needles at the gas stations. So when you go to reach for the gas station thing, it's a hypodermic needle thing there and it gets you. And there's also right-wing people that have COVID that are licking shopping carts and they're also licking parts of handles so people can get it. So I don't trust none of you motherfuckers.
I'm fully vaccinated, so you can lick everything you want.
Yeah, so am I. But still, razors.
So Queen Bee says Target is the Neiman's of 5 and dime stores. So maybe it wasn't the best place to leave your $1,000 for the poor and struggling, but the gesture is beautiful. And I just in the spirit of us trying to help each other out, I just thought that was a good vibe to put out there, guys. Right. Shitty diapers and all. Savage AF, you know what we do out here, y'all. Black Pedro, comedian Shane.
Shitty diapers and all. Wow.
And all. Guys, check this out. All right. For those who are in crypto or even in the market at all, past couple of weeks been rough, especially with the crypto. A lot of dipping going on, a lot of money lost for a lot of people.
I just talked to 2 other people that said that they took a substantial hit from the cryptocurrency situation. And again, it all stems back to Elon Musk. So when we see Elon Musk, Pedro already said he's going to pistol whip him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it was from one thing he said that the market went, well, if Elon says it, it must be true. And then boom, everybody took an L.
And these are tough times and they cause a lot of stress and, eating disorders and people going nuts over this shit. And I read an article recently, and that's why I'm calling this Eat Before You Think, because there are so many factors that go into our decision-making process and the way we react to things that most of us I don't even think are really aware of, right? So let me see. I'm getting this from the Wall Street Journal, by the way. Okay. And their title is Why You Shouldn't Buy Bitcoin When You're Hungry, right? What they're essentially talking about are studies that have been done, are being done regarding variances in decisions that people make. So let me see, for instance, right? I think they asked or they showed a set of federal. Okay, so here's one thing, like doctors are 15% more likely to order breast cancer screenings in the morning than in the afternoon right after lunch, right? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just they have breakfast, top of the day, top of the morning to you. But ladies, if you're out there and you're wondering and you have a problem, you might want to set your appointment for early in the morning because it seems like doctors give more of a fuck in the morning than they do, right after lunch. After lunch, you're like, man, fuck this job. I'm gonna go to sleep real quick. Your breasts will be fine, young lady. Go on home. And meanwhile, you got Chunky's Campbell soup in your fucking titties. Another thing, shown matching descriptions of hypothetical offenses. 208 federal judges differed by an average of more than 3.5 years on the length of the sentence. So basically, these set of judges that they gave these hypotheticals to, they varied, in terms of 3.5 years for the same cases they all looked at, right, hypothetically, but the variations is fairly wide. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of this for me is to just say that before we make our lives critical decisions or even invest or dump stocks or whatever, maybe take an account of yourself emotionally, right?
Well,
maybe be like, am I in the right space to make this decision?
Right.
And that can be hard to do if you're emotional.
I can tell you what happened. That when the Klingons actually, when the Klingons actually took over the Starship Enterprise. Captain Picard had a really big meal, and
he got caught slipping.
And he wasn't, and so
he's like, oh shit, Klingons, y'all want some cake?
Yeah, so that was bad. And if you're going to go buy a car, don't eat like this. In fact,
whatever that is. What is that? Why is there ketchup on top of the burger?
That's the ketchup on top of the burger. In fact, how about don't eat like this ever?
Never.
Okay.
Ever.
But if you're going to buy a truck, this is the actual thing. I'm going to put a little science in there. They said spaghetti. They said spaghetti and wine is good before you go buy any kind of pickup truck. So we give knowledge here at the Savage AF, and I just felt like y'all needed to know that. That's true.
But we gotta understand that there are all these people in our lives that either make decisions for us or help us make decisions that maybe stress the fuck out too and making the wrong decisions. From your doctor to your financial planner, your mechanic, whatever. Right? Like. This isn't just about how our decisions affect us, but sometimes brothers in court are getting the book thrown at them because the judge and his wife had an argument this morning. He's like,
or he
look just like my wife
because he only got one piece of toast before he left. Said, "Fuck you, bitch! I gotta go put some niggas in jail."
And when your stomach is like, you're like life with no parole.
By the way, I thought this motherfucker had ketchup on a donut at first. I'm like, he's going to die of a heart attack.
That's the sesame seed bun.
Okay, yeah. First,
and I'm like, is that a chicken sandwich? And then who puts ketchup on a chicken sandwich? Kill yourself. Okay. Well, come on, Shane. Come on, man. Ketchup ain't for everything.
I'm sorry.
It's not. Wow. Well, this might be our last episode. That's a deal breaker.
No, I don't eat. No, you know what? I have been doing better, man. But I still, I do like ketchup on ice cream. So I'm no, I'm kidding. I just said that just to see what people say.
I had looked away from the board for a minute, but I see Miss Adverb is here. Oh, now she the midwife. Miss Adverb, the midwife. Girl, you better. Why don't you be the whole wife and not just middle wife? Okay, just send me my money, girl.
Miss Adverb is in the building, and she also is a sergeant at arms. Thank you for policing the area and making sure that the trolls,
Savage AF safe.
And also, I noticed I believe she's in the Bay Area. Make sure you come check me out. I'm going to be doing a show at Tommy T's. It's like, jokes, power, respect, juice. How far would you go to get the laughs?
You got the juice now.
You got the juice now. So make sure that you come check out the show if you're in the Bay Area. June 10th. I'll be at June 10th. I'm flying up there to do the show. Then I'm flying back, and then I'll be in Arizona.
Carolina boss, I am not a bad influence, dog. Under the influence,
you kind of are.
I make all the right decisions.
But okay. Do you eat before you go make a decision, or do you not eat?
And then it's like, what do you eat? You know what I mean? I think as we move on, though, I'd like to just impart that knowledge that, hey, guys, just take a moment, breathe before you make these bigger life decisions. Sometimes we are doing it on the fly, emotionally, not taking account of ourselves. So, take a moment, breathe. 1, 2, 3.
Do you think, did they say anything about that? Is that when people argue and get in arguments because they haven't had anything to eat or something like that?
I mean, yeah, I think we're familiar with the article didn't touch on that specifically, but, I think that the term hangry is that, right? Snickers is onto it, right? They know what it is. So we all get a little grumpy when we hungry.
Right.
And,
I don't.
There are these situations that we, but it's hard to always be aware of yourself in every moment. You know what I mean? Because you're in it too, so you're living it, and it's hard to look back and be like, you know what, I'm acting crazy right now. I should probably chill.
But if you are going to go eat, this is another thing that I learned in my incredible deep studies. A lot of people don't know how, I'm Dr. Shang, actually.
Dr. Shang.
Before you make a decision that is a major decision, it's better to be a vegetarian from a vegetarian diet or eat shrubbery. It's very important to eat shrubbery. I don't know if you knew that or not. Just grab a hedge and just chew on that. And it just another tip for you guys. Another
there you
tip.
Go.
Don't eat that. Eat that.
There you go.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah.
Eat more greens, guys. Eat more greens. There we go, y'all. So Savage AF, man, Black Pedro, comedian Shang. We're here Monday through Friday.
We're going to do something else right now.
Live.
I think it's something to do with a pop or something. Soda pop?
I'm from the Midwest, so we call it pop. You know what I'm saying? And when we pop like this.
Hey. It's your boy Black Pedro, popping in. Hey. With another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin', man. Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? Oops, sorry.
I was putting it up there.
Yeah, I see, brother. There we go. Who do you think you are? So y'all know him. He's now retired General Michael Flynn. Part of Trumpty Dumpty's dirtbag shit parade of assholes. There's a march of dimes. This was a march of lames. These niggas are lame as fuck. So it's not. I don't even know what the event was. Let's just call it.
It was the conservative right wing. We hate all races.
I was just gonna call it Cracker Con 2021. So this year's Cracker Con, former General Michael Flynn on stage, Cracker, some cracker in the audience was like, what do you think about the coup that happened in Myanmar, which we've talked about, right? Remember?
Yes, we talked about that.
What about that happening in America? And this former United States general,
yes,
who's been saying ape shit for the past couple of years now, and he's pardoned by Trump for being a dirtbag ass junkie. He literally endorsed the coup in Myanmar and went further to say that, it should happen here. Yes. And for those who just as a memory refresher, in Myanmar, the military took over the government, right? Claiming corruption, claiming election fraud. I almost said erection fraud, but claiming election fraud and have taken over the government, locked up Aung San Suu Kyi. I'm sorry, her name, but they locked up the president of Myanmar, a woman. And she's on lockdown again. She was on lockdown for years after a similar coup years ago. But to have a former United States general say that we should have a coup like that, in which
a coup like that. A coup like that.
A coup
like that. I'm sorry. It was like
exactly. Dun, 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 dun. But if you're wondering why I got on my militarized game last year, I mean, this is part of it. It's not just like, oh, there are crackers in the streets and they do crazy things. It's like, no, there are crackers in the government with stars on their shoulders and shit who are like, yeah, we should just overthrow the government and fucking lock things down militarily. When Trumpty Dumpty sent the army after those peaceful protesters in Washington, D.C. so he could hold a Bible upside down outside of a church that he's never been to because he can't set foot in it because he's the devil's taint. That was the imagery that they would like to live out for the rest of their days is, oh, niggas are in the streets. Well, let's get guys on horses and with guns and get them out of here. They will not replace us. Right. Yeah, man. It's just we're in that place, right? Like,
oh yeah,
and if this one dude, Michael Flynn, former general, is thinking like this, it begs me to question how many rank and file or even lower officers think the same way and might be willing to actually act on that impulse.
Well, we know that they're going to act on that. Right now, they said after Michael Flynn said that there was a spike in the militia-based websites that they're monitoring right now, and he's out of his mind. I guess he's like the Terminator that came back but got lost. He came back to time.
What year is it? What year is it? Sarah Connor's already dead? No!
I missed it. No, this is not right. No.
Sarah I don't have a way back.
now I'm lost.
Are you hiring?
Yes. And apparently Trump was. No, I mean, I don't know why that picture reminded me of that. But the bottom line, it's the glasses. But you're right. And it is a reason. When Pedro was talking about gun ownership, and I started seeing some of the brazen fucking attitude of some Caucasians, which I'm still seeing now because I still love basketball. And then when I see people spitting on NBA players, throwing bottles, actually,
like you own this nigga or something.
Yeah, spitting on him, throwing bottles, and I understand booing and shit like that, but now their level of confidence is getting a little bit too much. And then when you see them unconscious next to the steps, then you feel like, oh, that's wrong. No, it's not. But Michael Flynn has a lot.
That's a weird place to take a nap. Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, well. But Michael Flynn has juice when it comes to the right wing. Michael Flynn is seen as a hero when it comes to the right wing. Michael Flynn is seen as somebody that was an agitator pertaining to January 6th and before that pertaining to the president, where he wanted, he wanted different places to succeed from America. This is the same Michael Flynn that said that this is the one that was pardoned. This is the one that was absolutely guilty and was found guilty. So I don't know what else we're supposed to do. I think Pedro's right. I think that even though I've had a problem with getting gun ownership, which I tried to go the legal route, but I don't want to pay $7,000 to a lawyer. So I can't. The gun is going to be 15. So, no, the gun I wanted is going to be 15. So.
What you trying to get, nigga? A land cannon?
No. Remember the gun you got? It was the hand. I want to get a handgun, and then the one we were shooting. Which one were we shooting?
The Leviathan, my AR-15.
AR-15.
Yes, sir.
And so the AR-15 and a handgun. That's going to be 15 to almost $2,000, right?
No, bro. You could get a 9 for anywhere from $500 to $1,000, bro. You get 500.
500. So, but
me and B went to the range today, man. Was slapping some things out there.
Well, I'm saying both though, both of them together, right?
Oh, together, yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, my bad.
It is 15. No, so I mean, but if it continues to see people and I watched the whole conference of him talking. That wasn't the only inflammatory shit he said.
Yeah. And now he's trying to gaslight and say he didn't say that. And I'm just like, y'all motherfuckers are, you on film. Nigga, you are on films here today. Okay, we are making films here today. And you are on film.
We see you.
Why do you say things on film and then say you did not say things on film?
We see you. Why are you trying to act like I don't see you? I see you.
We are making films here today.
Yeah. So Michael Flynn and also Trump followers really do look up to this motherfucker. Trump followers do look up to him. So what it does is you're talking about incitement. This motherfucker could incite it because these people cheered. If you watch the conference, it's on YouTube. People were cheering for him.
Brother, basically the dude was asking him, how do we get a coup like this in America? And he's like, I think we should go on and do it. But it dang don't dang. You know what I'm saying?
He did. Yeah, he did. So Savage AF, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you get a chance, you happen to be, we got some new people on the thing. And also the comic that came over, I can't remember his name. I apologize. Thank you for coming over from the IG to the show and checking out the show. Make sure you subscribe to the show. And I told you on the IG, and I'm telling right now, follow at Black Pedro, and then you can get information about the show. And you can follow me at Comedian Shang. And we won't send you money, but we will send you shitty diapers.
Yeah, I'll send
No,
you.
we'll send you clean shot. We'll send you
Pictures
clean
of money.
pictures.
Pictures
of money. So, no, I wanted to. This is something we talked about yesterday before I go into my SHANGRY, and before I go into it, because I wanted to kind of be both of us to talk about this.
Yeah. Get it.
It is something that I'm suggesting you all. LeBron James, and what's his partner's name?
Maverick Carter.
Maverick. Yeah, Maverick Carter. I actually watched him on HBO. Very smart dude. I watched him on HBO Barbershop. Another good show if you get a chance. It's called The Barbershop. Very good show on HBO. I think HBO Max. But I watched something on CNN that absolutely moved me. It's so powerful. It's so fucking powerful. If you get a chance, it's called Dreamland. So this is for the people in the feed. Dreamland. It's called The Burning of Tulsa.
Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. I'm sorry. Not Black Wall. I'm Tulsa. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then, Pedro, I want to get your opinion on it. But it is a very powerful piece. And I want you to see what you think. Hey, y'all. Savage AF. This is going to be a joint SHANGRY. Nah, well, yeah, well, we'll flip it back.
Pop it off for us, Shane.
Yeah, pop it off. Right now, I watched this thing that made me a little bit racist for a second. Okay, I was on the fringe of racism, being towards white people, because these white people who my friend who's Nazi Islam says, AKA white devils, did some of the most heinous shit I've seen. I've seen some stuff, but the information I saw is called Black Wall Street was basically burnt to the ground. People were murdered. 106 people were murdered, if not more. This is some of the photos of the information and some of the information that I saw on the CNN show was absolutely powerful. It was so fucking, it moved me. And but they had planes that actually swooped down in neighborhoods and shot at people and killed them. They were dropping bombs on churches, specifically. If you watch it, you'll hear it, on churches and schools. So it was not something that they say, oh, it just happened from the black young man that accidentally tripped and grabbed the white woman's dress and accidentally ripped it because he was falling. And she didn't say anything for 6 months. And that's the only reason this man got out of jail, because she said, no, it was an accident. But she didn't say it until then. And she left the day after the fucking massacre, the mass murdering. So she's a cunt. Fuck her. I hope her husband, I hope Pedro and B couldn't save her from her husband beating the shit out of her.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't step in on that one.
Step in on that was like, shut up. You know what you did, Martha.
You need some help,
Martha.
bro?
You know, you're not going to do shit. Yes, I am. Pow! Right in the titty. So I'm just saying, if you watch this show, it's the burning of Black Wall Street is a lesson in evil. Because the way they went about it, the fact that they started hanging black people, the fact that they were shooting random black people, the fact that after it, they actually arrested black people and had them in a holding cells and also in tents for 6 months after that happened. So it wasn't like they just did that. They had innocent people. There was people that lost their homes. There was people that lost their fucking livelihood, their families. There were some of the top doctors, not black doctors in America that came out of his house and was shot and bled to death on his fucking porch. So when I say,
and then they mass graved the bodies and hid bodies
and mass graved the bodies, which they found 10 of the bodies that they found. And that was because they had to actually fucking petition for that to happen. If you look at the footage that you see, not the footage, but the photographs that you see of these buildings burning, it was some of the most heinous, most evil shit I've seen. And Queen Bee, would you pull up here?
She said Oprah has a segment too, came on OWN tonight,
right,
at 9. It is, and I saw somebody else, be like, it took 99 years for us to talk about this.
Yes.
I did learn about this about maybe 10 years ago.
I learned about it before, but this is much more in depth.
But it's like it took 100 years for this to actually come to any kind of real light. You know what I mean? Okay, so here's one thing that really fucked me up about it, and I still haven't gotten all the way through it. But just in the beginning of it, learning this relationship between Native Americans and Black slaves that I wasn't aware of, even in knowing the story of the Greenwood neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was, known as Black Wall Street to Black people. To white people in that area, it was called Little Africa or Niggerland. No joke. So a section of America where Black people were totally successful, rich, wealthy, educated.
They said it was a Black utopia.
It was called Niggerland to white people.
Right. So, it was a Black utopia. People were doing well financially. Even the people that were the workers were doing well.
At the beginning of this piece, though, in Dreamland, they get into this relationship with what was known as the 5 civilized nations or 5 civilized tribes, maybe.
Tribes.
And it was like Choctaw and Seminole and Chickasaw, a couple other, obviously 2 other tribes. But, and these are the tribes that were forced out of their lands in the South, Florida, Carolinas, things like that, Georgia. And these were the ones who were forced to march along the Trail of Tears, right? To forced off of their land. But they were also slave owning tribes that thrived off of the enslavement of Black people, just like white people did. And to be honest, bro, I wasn't aware of that at all.
Right. Yeah.
And that fucked my head up a bit.
Well, no,
this isn't an indictment for me of like all Native Americans or whatever, but to me, it highlights the pervasiveness of Eurocentricity, right? Where, that European concept of, oh yeah, let's just own these Negroes, was sort of ingrained into these native tribes, and they were known as the civilized tribes, right? The ones and that's because they were the ones who were willing to take on, or did take on. I won't say willing, but did take on more European ways, right? Like they began to dress European and even socially start to take on some of the cultural norms.
I knew about it. I knew that there was the Indians. Basically, the Indians did it. A lot of it was to appease and to try to assimilate with white folks. So they would say, and who do you shit on? Just like when the Irish and the Italian came, they had to make, okay, so who can we shit on?
It's like the new kid in school. You make fun of the new kid.
They were shit on. The Irish were shit on here in New York, and the Italians were shit on. So the Black people, they were used like, well, you shit on them now. So we know what it is. But I watched the show. I knew in fact, I text Pedro, I don't know, like at 11 o'clock.
I'm gonna tell you the random text I got from Shang last night.
It just was so
8:15 p.m. Fuck Tulsa. Fuck evil devils. Fuck America. and then I just gave it a like. I did a thumbs up. Like, yeah.
No, it's so no.
I was like, yeah.
When you watch this show, it is difficult because they were just literally. This is not just killing men, and there were Black men that actually that were military that came back and were treated like shit, that went over and fought for World War I and were still treated like shit. And there's survivors and the descendants, I do believe, deserve reparations, because a lot of those businesses that they just took off these Black people that became businesses that now people are multi-trillionaires. Mm-hmm. Trillionaires with a TR, motherfuckers, not billionaires, trillionaires. So I think that the bottom line is, if you get a chance, I'm not as angry because it just literally sucked the wind out of my sails. It's a show you should watch. I got to give Maverick and LeBron props for even putting it out there. CNN for even airing it, and us talking about it now 100 years late. But man, I don't know if you've seen it, Pedro, but it's so powerful.
I got to finish it. I'm probably like a quarter of the way through.
Oh yeah, I got sucked in and watched the whole thing. Really good though. It's really good, but it just tells you the level of entrenched fucking evil that, I'm gonna keep it real, Caucasians or Anglos have done in this fucking country. The level of evil, and imagine we seen cops with cameras now doing the shit they we doing with cameras. Imagine they had cameras back then and saw the shit that happened. Imagine the heinousness. You got to understand, they used to feed black babies to crocodiles as bait.
Yeah, man.
So when you see this Tulsa documentary, it's a documentary. Oh, the other thing that's really good in it, I liked about it, is the fact they actually had people in their 70s, 80s, and couple 100-year-old people that they interviewed, that they show survivors that ran hidden in church basements and are still here. And they said the shit has never gone away out their mind.
Absolutely
Pedro,
not.
never. It's never seeing people. There were so many bodies that were black people that were laying on the ground. They had flatbed trucks that were tossing the bodies on. So it is hard for me to. Oh wow, Queen Bee says some gangster shit. Cameras don't matter; they still get off. Ugh.
Yeah, man, we know that. Lady Hazel May, I saw you out there. She has a Choctaw lineage.
Oh shit!
And she said she's Choctaw. Her mama was from Tulsa and born in 1930. So nearly a decade after that, Lady Hazel May's mother was born, and I believe she said that when her great grandfather died, many Indians came out. So as shocking for me as it was of this Native American slave owning heritage in that region, from it, once Native Americans were allotted land, so were those black people, those black slaves that were entangled with them. And that is how black people first got land in Oklahoma so widely, is through this experience of being slaves of Native Americans. Such a crazy fucked up thing. Archeo Mom, I see, she said that German Jews came in 1800s and they shit on Russian Jews in the 1920s. So it just seems that as humans, we have this great ability to shit on each other and then use your ancestors or use your descendants as toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like we love to shit on each other. But nobody loves to shit, or nobody gets shitted on more than black people in this country.
Right. We're the last.
Once you telling me that Native Americans also owned us as slaves, I'm like, my dude.
Yeah, motherfucker. Weren't they American Indians or Indians? Weren't they like grabbing you and cutting your hair off and killing you and then taking buffalo ass and beating you with it? The fuck is wrong with you? So, you know what I'm saying? That's when it kills me when I see, like, certain races look down on black people, go like, yo, motherfucker, they look down. They don't like you either. You think that they like you, but they don't like you either. A lot of the Asian hate crime, a lot of it is black people acting like fucking idiots. I agree. But a whole lot of it's white folks.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole lot of it's white folks.
It starts there.
And it permeates across the fucking world. It permeates across the world. That when that thought process. That's why that black people, the other black people in other countries, will shit on black people here because they learned it from America. Because America exports stupidity and exports racism, and that's why white people in Europe will look down on black people here, and that's why they say stuff like Eddie Murphy had. I think it was Raw. It was like. Mr. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, the fuck you, man, right?
Right?
I know. Yeah, the fuck you, man, right?
Yeah, so they learn all that shit and they think that we are that. So Savage AF, we're here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I was so sedate with it, but it's a very powerful shout out to LeBron James and Maverick Jones.
Carter.
Is it Carter?
Maverick Carter.
Maverick Jones, Maverick Carter. They both sound like
they both sound like they got albums coming out.
They still both like, yeah, and the next new hot single from Maverick Jones.
Me and all right, Queen Bee brings up an important point as we close this out. Well, Africans sold us too, and that was something I hadn't considered. Is this idea that Africa might owe us reparations too?
Right.
Like, that's something that we don't really talk about and bring up
Africa
in this way.
ain't even got its own shit together. China's about to buy Africa, so it's about to
They
be around.
already got their foot in the door.
They got their foot up in their ass. But LeBron.
But while we talk about it, Africa might owe. And Africa's a bitch. I mean, there are African nations that.
If
we're gonna talk about reparations, they were part of the process to show.
Shout out to LeBron and fuck Tucker Carlson for trying to diss him for putting it out. Fuck Tucker Carlson in general. And you know what? If I do see him, I'm gonna put my foot on your bow tie, bitch.
No, that is a dude that I might just slap if I see him. Like, if I was ever in a room with Tucker Carlson, I might just walk up and mac that.
He's such an asshole on an epic level. Like, if there was a mountain where assholes went to train and they would get up that mountain, guess who would be sitting up at the top of it? Tucker Carlson.
Tucker all puckered. Tucker.
And there was a lot of right-wing
Carlson.
people that have been going after LeBron for putting this out and giving him shit. And you got to think these are the same mentality people that spray painted nigger on his garage. And for the people that think I'm saying, oh, you're just talking out your ass, Savage AF, you can look all this shit up. I'm telling you.
And for those who spray painted nigger on LeBron's, and this was a home.
Did you saw about that?
Yeah, he has a home in Ohio, or I'm sure he has homes many places, but this home in Ohio that he has, they spray painted nigger on his garage, and I'm like, you stupid fucks. This is the only person who is ever going to bring an NBA championship to your fucknut state. I'm from Michigan, so fuck you, Ohio. All right, you can suck it. You ass nuggets. This is the only motherfucker that ever brought a championship that's ever going to bring you an NBA championship. Fuck you. The Cleveland Cavaliers are never going to win one again. I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
They are never, ever going to win a championship unless LeBron comes back again.
Right. But LeBron came back there. And also, you ready for this, you stupid motherfuckers in Ohio? Just LeBron's presence of being there infused $200 million into your fucking economy. So suck our dicks. That's a fact.
And when I say the boy got his own money, I mean the boy got his own money. All right, man. We Savage AF.
Savage AF. Now check this out. Make sure you check us out. We're gonna be doing more live shows. Okay, let me just promote this real quick. I really wanted Pedro on this show, but it's social media, guys. I'm Jay Rich and Friends. I'm doing a comedy show at the Tommy T's June 10th. Make sure you check me out there. Also, I'll be working in Phoenix, Arizona at CB Live. Go to my IG and you'll see all the information on there. Go to my IG, follow me at Comedian Shang. Make sure you follow at Black Pedro. Bam. It's big. It's bold. It's there. It's black. Sounds like porn, but it's not. It's at Black Pedro.
But it can be.
If that's what you want, ladies.
We flexible over here.
If that's what you want, ladies. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you also go to the website, theblackpedro.com/shop. And make sure you pick up Black Pedro Begins. Make sure you check it out. Also, Amazon Prime. Check me out on Amazon Prime. Still doing it. 2 months out. Blessed. Views. Lovely.
It's the comedy special of the year, y'all. Fuck y'all.
Yes, and
this shit is awesome, funny, bro.
It's better than you think, and not as bad as you might want it to be.
Nigga, I've seen. You know what I mean? Like I've worked with you so long. Like I know all the jokes in it,
right?
And I was still in my living room laughing out loud at certain points.
Oh, that's cool.
Man.
Thank you.
Like for real, because shit. This nigga says really, really crazy things that people shouldn't say.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Tomorrow we will be 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. All the people in the feed, Garlene Kane, John Gregory, Steven, is it Steph?
Stephen Bowman, comedian. We appreciate you for coming over, brother.
Much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming over. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Garland Kane, everybody else, Lady Hazel May, Queen Bee, you checked me on that. You're right. Africans did sell us, but it's kind of fucked up.
So we should get a cut.
Yeah, so American Indians thing is, and
Miss Adverb is still trying to see our daughter. Okay, but the reality is, at this point, it's gonna be at least $1 a minute. Anytime you spend with her, cheddar. All right, Dorothy. Yeah, all right, girl, you're not just gonna not provide and then be showing up like, hey, with teddy bears and shit. It better be some motherfucking $1,000 in that teddy bear.
See my hand?
All right, I'm going to Target tonight. I'm going to your Target, Miss Adverb, and I'm tearing that motherfucker up, looking for my $1,000.
Yes, so we can have diapers for your children. And Carolina Boss, when getting a gun, look at ammo availability. AR and 9mm ammo, high as giraffe pom pom.
Absolutely, that is a Carolina Boss. Now what up?
Yeah,
Carolina Boss be putting me on to some things. I'm about to have a Coke machine that's an armory, but that is real. Don't buy no gun and you can't get ammo because now you got a very expensive paperweight.
Oh, wait a minute. I will be able to get the ammo because you know where I'm gonna buy it from. A nigga named Billy that I know.
The alley.
And guess what Billy gonna be in the alley?
You know it.
So I'm gonna get some. I ain't gonna just have a gun with no ammo. That's the worst shit. That's the worst shit in the world. That's like, why don't I just walk around with my finger like this?
Literally, the first time I picked up my first joint from Redstone Firearms, it came in. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, now I'd like to buy some 9mm. And they're like, we don't have any. And I was like, well, what should I do? And Aubrey, a dude who works there, he was like, stay out of trouble. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So my next gun I bought, I put in the paperwork, then went and bought the ammo.
Yeah.
It's always better to have ammo waiting for a gun than a gun waiting for ammo.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
So this is what we're going to do. We're gonna be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make sure you check out
Pacific Standard Time.
Yes, we're gonna definitely do that, and I will let you know what's going on with the live shows. We're gonna be doing a show June 17th with AD. We'll talk about that tomorrow when I have all the absolute details, but we'll let you know for the people who want to come see us live, do comedy. Shout out to all the clubs that are supporting us. And Savage AF and the people that are down with us. We will see you tomorrow. Make sure that y'all check us out. Subscribe. That's how we build. That's how we grow. And then the shit will get famous. And then you can't ask me for nothing. How about that?
How about that? Let's go.
How about that?
Savage AF.